Spotlight is brought to you by the AUB in partnership with StarTimes.
These historic seconds.
Welcome back to football.
Iconic moments shared for generations. Moments, minutes, seconds that stick with you. All created in one league, the Bundesliga, the league to follow.
On the occasion of the African Nations Championship organized in Cameroon from January 16 to February 7, 2021, the African Union of Broadcasting, AUB, presents the Spotlight. The Spotlight, the very best of Channel 2020.
What comes to your mind when you hear the word Africa in miniature? Is it a beautiful seaport in Douala? Or the multiple beach resorts in Kribi? Could it be the Chute de la Lobe or the rescued primates of Limbe? Well, with a multiplicity of tribes and diverse traditions, Cameroon is a true embodiment of the African continent. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on another amazing edition of The Spotlight. I am right here at the Yaoundé International Handicraft Center. This center was initiated by the Cameroonian government to serve as exhibition for the country's craft and of course generate indirect and direct employment. So on this edition of The Spotlight, we make you live cultural display at the opening ceremony of the African Nations Championship, which took place in Yaoundé. We introduce you to the rich culture of the Sawa people in the littoral region, specifically Douala. And of course, we take you on a tour to the friendship city, Limbe. Football in Africa, just like everywhere else, draws a lot of attention. But beyond just the sports, Cameroon took advantage of the opening ceremony of the African Nations Championship in Yaoundé to thrill spectators and state dignitaries with the country and continent's culture. There was a display of the different dance groups and a display of the culture and tradition of Africa, as Isaac Jenafochi shows us in this story.
Good morning, my name is Hugo Barthélemy. I am 15 years. I'm actually in Cameroon for the Chan. I admired with a lot of attention the opening ceremony, animated with special effects like flames.
Honnêtement, il y a eu un accueil très chaleureux.
The warm welcome was exceptional from the Cameroonian community. For the official opening ceremony, I enjoyed the arrival of the different players because I was not present at the beginning.
Ça m'a vraiment marqué parce que je suis arrivé un peu en retard, donc voilà.
Unfortunately, I was not present at the opening ceremony. However, my impressions concerning the stadium are good. Generally, I am very impressed by the organization, the quality of the infrastructure, and the hospitality. For the match, now we are still at a 0-0 draw, and the Cameroonian team has more possession of the ball. There were more scoring opportunities. We are waiting for the second half. We hope to see the opening goal from the Lions.
Il reste encore la deuxième mi-temps. On espère que nous allons assister à l'ouverture du score du Cameroun. Voilà.
I arrived at the end of the event. I didn't fully watch the opening. I can say it was perfect and lived up to the Cameroonian standard. I observed that most things were quite positive. The game was emotional, with the two teams mounting pressure. This is modern football. Though I can say Cameroon had many chances which they didn't take advantage of. We hope the second half will be better. We are very happy to witness this ceremony at this renovated infrastructure. I think that this is good for the continent. We are not minimizing the Chan because the 2021 Nations Cup, the image will be better. What really impressed me is the organization. The Ministry of Football from the Cameroonian side was commendable. I was glad to watch it. I also came to watch the Lions. I I think it's so far perfect. We hope that they will make it before the match ends. Generally, the two teams are good and the better side will win.
Les deux équipes se battent et que le meilleur gagne en fait.
Est-ce qu'il y a une chorégraphie qui vous a marqué?
For the ceremony, the singers Salesian impressed me. I enjoyed it because the Makossa brand of music is the best and I like it.
J'ai aimé en fait.
That's indeed beautiful and very cultural. Now, if you were at a stadium or you weren't, well, this is another chance for you to live and relive the moments at the stadium with this no comment. Indeed, beautiful and colorful. If you were not at the stadium on that day, at least now you have an aperçu, or you've had a time to live the moment at the opening ceremony in Yaoundé. Now we are all gathered here in Cameroon. Africa has united in Cameroon because of the African Nations Championship, the 6th edition, which is being played in 3 major cities, Yaoundé, Douala, and Limbe. You would want to get acquainted with the over 250 tribes which make up this beautiful country, Cameroon. One of such tribes is the Sawa, or the people of the coast, the coastal people. In the following story, Brenda Kiven plunges us into the rich culture of the Sawa people in Douala.
Their traditional attire, the sanja, the sound from the royal bell, the guards, command respect for any Sawa chief. How did they get to this position? His Majesty Ruben Ness Esombe explains.
You need to be born in a family which has been in leadership, or be a son of a former chief to be qualified to become a chief. The chieftaincy for us is transmitted from one lineage to the other. You might ask us how to join the royal family. You need to get down to the 1st century. They are generally the families that formed the foundation of this village. They are generally the families that formed the foundation of this village who settled here. The rules are clearly shared. There is a family which designates the chief of the village, another designates the chief of the clan, and so on. And I am the 18th chief.
According to the Sawa chiefs of Wuri, the hosting of Chant 2020 in Douala speaks volume of their welcoming nature.
It's good to know the Sawas are those who live by the sea. The specificity of Sodiko is that it is spread across 2 localities. It is one of the 3 villages that make up the Wuri. It gives us a particular status in the culture and in the Sawa clan, as well as in the Ngondo. Enjoy your time in Cameroon. Cameroonians are a united people. Don't listen to heresies. Cameroonians are one people.
This traditional ruler comes from Bepanda, a community hosting some 8 Chan encounters. Overall, the chiefs agree a lot has changed in terms of infrastructural development, population increase, business, and more. While opening arms to diverse cultures, the Sawa chiefs are making efforts to rebuild memories left by their forefathers, customs and traditions of their people.
Since the 17th and the 18th century, we adopted the sanja and the lawn that we wear around our neck. Now, it is at the level of the waist that we wear the loin.
These Sawa chiefs hold several tribes on their soil, and they insist that Cameroon is one and foreigners should never be deceived.
To know that Douala is in the course of becoming the best city in this country and even in Africa, it only gives us joy to receive this guest. We are a very, very welcoming people. This is because we are a seaside people, persons living in border areas are obliged to be welcoming, whether they like it or not. We receive people from the hinterlands and those from abroad. It's an honor for us to receive these African youths.
Such beautiful display of culture and tradition. Those were the Sawa people of the Bantu tribe in Cameroon. Now let's move over to Limbe. Limbe is a seaside city in the southwest region of Cameroon. Its botanical garden, the black sand beaches, and the Limbe Wildlife Center make Limbe an attractive tourist destination. Now, since you are in Cameroon, or if you plan on visiting Cameroon, but because of the African Nations Championship going on here, you might want to take a tour of these sites which you can plan to visit sometime.
Limbe, the city of friendship, is a place of charm nested between the rainforests, swathed foothills of Mount Cameroon, call it Mount Fako, and the dramatic Atlantic coastline. It is about 70 kilometers west of Douala, Cameroon's largest city. If you need to time out a quiet place to disappear in, Limbe is the place. Your first stop over here in this city might be here at Half Mile. It is the city's center and heart. If you need any supplies for your stay, a stop at Half Mile is a must. Now let's move further into the city, towards the Bukaro and the Black Sound beaches at Down Beach. This beach makes Limbe one of the two coastal cities in Cameroon that are popular among Western tourists. Some of the sand are from past lava flows of nearby Mount Cameroon. Needless saying, from Limbe, you have a spectacular view of Mount Cameroon in the second highest peak in Africa. Attractions include the Limbe Wildlife Center and the Limbe Botanical Garden. Both cities can be explored in 30 minutes through slowing down time in these eye-catching green spaces. Will not be wasted. If you go to Limbe, do not forget to catch the most amazing of all the attractions, sunset reflecting on the Atlantic Ocean.
Spotlight has been brought to you by the AUB.
On the occasion of the African Nations Championship organized in Cameroon from January 16 to February 7, 2021, the African Union of Broadcasting, AUB, presents the Spotlight. The Spotlight, the very best of Channel 2020.
That's indeed a beautiful tour of the friendship city of Limbe. Now, if you are planning on moving on to Cameroon on a permanent basis, or the African Nations Championship brought you to this beautiful country, Cameroon, you might want to consider visiting these sites and more. The people are friendly, the culture inclusive. You will not regret a moment in this place. This is where we come to an end on this edition of The Spotlight. Thank you very much for staying with me. Till next time, it's bye from this end.